everybody. I want y'all to see what I start with. I'm working all the way up to 85-pound dumbbells, okay? 85 pounds each hand. What's going to be my first warm-up set? After foam rolling, it's going to be 5-pound dumbbells. Notice how I do it. Now, the warming up's just as important as I would say more important than the working set, because the warming up keeps you healthy over time. And where you're really going to get the most muscle gain, the most strength gain, how you're really going to build your physique to something great, it's that consistency over the years, over the years, over the years, over the years. How are you going to stay healthy throughout your whole life? Not just eating right, but just looking at exercise. You have to be exercising consistently your whole life to stay healthy, guys. And girls, I'm a huge advocate. I do warm-up sets before every single thing I do. Every exercise has warm-up sets. Doesn't matter if it's another chest exercise after this one, I'm gonna do warm-up sets as well. Now, you still do the same exact setup like it's a working set. You treat this just like a working set. Same motion, same pattern. Only difference is with these, really trying to get my mind-muscle connection firing, just get my joints moving, get the blood in the muscles in the joints working. And I'll pause a little bit at the bottom, and sometimes I even really dig down my arms here, bam, to get a little extra stretch. Sometimes I won't get a stretch, but bam, right here. Because my left delt is one that stays normally tighter than any one of my chest or my right delt. So when I'm coming out here, I'm stretching that out for a split second. Now you don't want to hold that stretch for more than a couple seconds, because that's going to actually make you weaker when it comes to your working sets. You never want to statically stretch a muscle, but you can do dynamic stretches, which is like if you do things like this, bam, 1 second, where you can come down for 1, 2, maybe come back up for a split second, hold there with these little weighted stretches. Now, I'm gonna move up. Here's how I warm up. I'm doing 85 pounds. I'll start with 5s. I'll go 15s, 25s, 35s, 45s, all the way up, jumping 10 pounds, all the way till I get to 85s. And that excess stretching will slowly go away. And then the heavier I get, it'll just go to a full range of motion where I come all the way down and up. There's no extra trying to really get a stretch at the bottom, because the heavier it gets, you don't want to be putting your joints in a super extreme range of motion like that, where that's complete range of motion. I want to try to squeeze it and get it even further on it. And the heavier you get, you have to work your way into the full range of motion. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you really are controlling that weight. So sometimes it's better to cut a little bit of range of motion. Now, I'm saying a little bit of range of motion when you go super heavy. And I've even noticed myself, feeling myself sometimes when I go super heavy, that first rep or two might not be as much range of motion, but after I kind of get more comfortable with that weight and seeing, okay, I can control it here, I'll go a little bit deeper each time and, truly master the weight. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm jumping up 10 pounds every time. And guys, I'm not saying you sit down, you do 12 reps every time, or 15 reps, or 10 reps every single. No, I might sit down, I might do 5, 3, 2, 6, 8. It doesn't, just whatever I sit down, I'm getting a quick stretch, feeling my muscle work, I'm done. I'm not exhausting, I'm not trying to get a workout, I'm not trying to build muscle, I'm not trying to build strength during the warm-up set. The warm-up set is a warm-up. You are warming up, you are getting ready, you are getting your body ready, your joints ready, your muscles ready, your tendons, your ligaments, your mindset, your nervous system, everything ready for the working set. You do not exhaust yourself at all during a warm-up set, okay? And I thought that was a lot simple, but I've been training my brother some, and he didn't quite get it, so I'm thinking probably a lot of other people don't either, that don't work out at all, don't quite get what do you mean warm up? Because he would push it a lot during the warm up sets. They're working, he was basically treating them like working sets, he didn't really understand. So not shitting on him or anything, it's just saying he just didn't know. So I'm saying he doesn't really know anything about working out. So a lot of y'all don't know a lot of things about working out. So warming up is just that. It's just you're literally warming up, you're touching the weights. Another I say, just touching them. Just touching the weight up, bam, touch them, bam, sitting them down, touch them.
you never want to really start feeling a burn in your muscle or any kind of fatigue in your muscle. You know what I'm saying? You never want to start tapping in to anything. You just want to, you're just stimulating the body. Stimulate. Let me feel the heavy weights, heavy weights, heavy weights, heavy weights. Stimulate. Rest, take a good long rest before that final working set, or you're working sets, and then you go into the working sets hard. Very primed, very healthy, everything's just firing correctly, all the blood's in the right places, you know what I'm saying? It keeps you healthy for the long run, which is going to keep the gains coming. Alright, I'll probably just show the 15 set here, and that'll be it because I don't want to make this video too long. Actually, screw it, I may just keep cutting back and forth. I'll just keep cutting, just so y'all can see how I'm actually hitting these sets. And it's not like a set number, okay, on 15 pounds I do 4, on 25 pounds I do 4, and 35 pounds I do 3. It's not it's just day to day, because everything's different every day of your life. Your body's not always the same exact temperature. You didn't always sleep exactly the same. You didn't always eat exactly the same. You didn't always drink the same exact amount of water. You see what I'm saying? Now for me, I basically do almost eat always exactly the same, but everything varies basically. You know, your activity level the previous day was different. Everything's different, so you know every day is different. It's not a set number. I've heard people say that, okay, pick this percent and do this many reps. Pick this percent, now do this many reps. I've tried that, doesn't work. It does not work for me. And you just don't feel warmed up, basically.
Still getting when I'm all that wiggling, making sure my chest is up really good, my lower back's off the bench, putting my shoulders in a very healthy position.
Another thing, there's basically no rest between these warm-up sets, and if you do start to fatigue yourself too much, you take a little rest, but most ideal you would just back to back to back to back to back to back. Now I will maybe start to take a little tiny break in between, 30 seconds, once I start to get a little bit heavier. Then I take a full 5-minute rest before my working set. I'm actually doing one working set. I'm doing that almost this whole bulk, but if you have working sets, just still take that break. 3 to 5 minutes. 5 minutes the most ideal for strength gains, which is gonna actually, you know, be the best for muscle gains as well. All right, here we go. 25. Fives. All right, see, I'm gonna rest about 30 seconds or so. Feel a little bit of fatigue building just from not resting either. So I'm gonna rest, a little tiny slight rest. I'm gonna jump in, hit them back to back to back to back again until I feel like I needed a quick little rest. Again, you don't want to fatigue yourself at all. It's just stimulating, you're warming up for it. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you're about to run sprints, you might walk a little bit, do some karaoke, some high knee drills, some butt kicks. See what I'm saying? Some light little jogs first, and then you work up the intensity of the jogs until, okay, everything feels good. Now, when it's time to hit the sprint, I come out 100%, you know what I'm saying, haul and tail. You just don't go out there and start warming up with sprints, you'll freaking tear something, you know what I'm saying? And even if it doesn't happen, your risk of injury is so high, you have cold muscles, you don't want to be firing your muscles under heavy loads. But not warmed up. It's just very unhealthy for you, for your ligaments and tendons and joints, which are your joints, but y'all know what I'm saying. Especially for the long run, and again, that's where your gains are really gonna come. Especially if you're doing this now, even if you're on juice. I'll say especially if you're doing it naturally, I mean, it takes a long ass time to build up, you know, the muscle, the strength and all, but even if you're on juice, same principle. You don't want to just look awesome for a while. You can build up fast, yeah, but you still want the longevity with it. So warm up. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and hit these because I talked through the rest period there. You want to have your routine down. You want to try to have, like, every time you drop back and press up, it's a routine. You don't have to think about it. Everything's exactly the same every time. You want to try to make every rep look exactly the same. Down to how you breathe and everything. That's it. 55s. Like I said, really trying to get that mind-muscle connection firing on my chest. I want my chest doing all the lifting. No front delts, no triceps. I want all the tension right on my chest. I'll take another quick little break after this one. Now, how I said I do subsequent warm-ups, like if I was doing another chest exercise, another press, obviously I wouldn't warm up. The increments won't be so small. I would jump up a little bit more instead of 10 pounds each time, but with the dumbbells, I like to jump up 10 pounds. I got a barbell, I jump up, like, you know, more than that. Maybe 20, you know, 30 pounds each time. It just depends how high I'm going in the weight. But basically, you want to break the warm-ups up if you're doing barbell. You want to have it evenly spread out. If you're going to 100 pounds, we'll add 25 pounds each time until you add, you know what I'm saying? So if you're jumping up incrementally each time. All right, switching angles because I'm actually had the mount set up on the dumbbells. They're the 80s. I'm about to start, you know, I'm going up to 65, so I'm about to be in the area, so I need to switch them. 65s. And there's no rush here. You don't have to do a back to back if you think you need a little bit extra time in between. Take that. Everybody's different. And again, some days I rest a little more between, but you know, most part it's pretty back to back. And again, if you want to jump up 15 pounds each time, 20 pounds each time, that's fine. Experiment and see what's works best for you. And again, maybe some days you can do that, maybe some days you shouldn't do that. I suggest starting very light though with the 5s, with some 10s. When I do barbell, I always start with the bar. I see guys come in and start with 225 on the bar. It just blows my mind. It's crazy. It's horrible for your joints. Just, you know, just come straight in cold and jump in on 225. Horrible for your body. All right, wanted to go ahead and go an extra one there. Really try to pump a little bit. I didn't fatigue necessarily at all. I could have easily stopped at 2, but again, this case, I feel like my chest, I'm not gonna say cold, but not quite as hot, warmed up as I wanted to feel, so I went for one more there. So we're gonna jump up to the 75s. 80s are the biggest pound matching dumbbells. We got a pair of 100s down there, but still, I'm not jumping from 80s to 100s anyway. Got 80 for 8 last time. Gonna shoot for 85 for 7, because today's a 7 rep goal. Next 9 rep goal, I will hit 80s to go for 9. But what I got is wrist weights. I got 2, you know, pair. So I got 2 5-pound wrist weights. So that would be the next progression anyways, 85-pound dumbbell. So most I do will be 82.5 pound, but don't have that. So gonna put 5 pound wrist weight here, 5 pound wrist weight here, and have the 80 pound dumbbells. That's gonna be 85 pounds. It will be a little bit different because it's not 85 pounds strictly just in my hands, but still it will be 85 pounds, you know what I'm saying? So, as far as everything else is lifting is concerned, it's basically, it'd be almost exactly the same. It will be a little bit different if the dumbbell itself was there, but don't have access to that here. So gonna, do the best with what I can. All right, gonna get this 75s here. All right, feeling good. And the heavier you get, guys, the more attention you have to pay to the details. The more your form has to be on check, which, it should always be in check, but the heavier you get, the more it has to be in check, because that's when, if your form starts going bad, then the risk of the injury is way up here because there's so much weight, you see what I'm saying? So, keep perfect form, again, for the longevity, for your health, for your gains, because that's where the gains are gonna come again. Keep saying it because it's so important. They're gonna come from over time, naturally. It takes a while. That's what's gonna come from, the longevity of it, the consistency. All right, 5-minute rest, getting to the 85s. I'm motherfucking stoked. All right, so my wrist weights actually ended up having 4 slots, so I did take out the exact 2 on each one. So if there's 4 slots and that's 5 pounds, 2 of them are 2.5 pounds. 2.5 plus 2.5 equals 5. So I got 2 out of each. So again, I took them out the exact same slots. I'm gonna try to position them exactly on each arm. That way it is completely even. So it will be 82.5 PR jump here. And I like to do the 85s. I want to do the 85s, but it's actually a lot smarter and probably better as well just to do the 82.5, do more of a micro jump. And then, if I hit this next time, go for the 85s.